Yesterday, I come from San Francisco.
Wow.
I met John Chen.
John Chen,
She wants to say hello to you.
the actress.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
she lives in San Francisco.
Yeah, San Francisco
I didn't
and
know.
Shanghai, between two
In
cities.
Shanghai, ah,
Yeah.
I see.
We also talk about 1987. You live in Forbidden City. Any memory about that time?
Very vivid. Yeah. I feel very lucky to get to know the Chinese society around that time, because now it's totally different. I mean, not totally, but on the surface, the China looks very different from the one I knew in the 80s. It looked to me kind of a black and white society, but I felt very good energy of the Chinese people. Like I was not allowed, but I visited people's department stores or shops, restaurants, because I looked like a Chinese, so I was okay. There was only one disco in Beijing. Only foreigners were allowed to go in. The people were not allowed to go in.
Yeah. For you at that time, what's the sound of Beijing? I mean, the color is black, white,
Black and white,
and
yes.
red. What's the sound of the city?
I remember the sounds of bicycles. I mean, less cars, of course. But also quiet, because we were staying in the famous Beijing hotel next to the Tiananmen Square. The streets are so huge, and so in the evening it's so quiet.
And what's the sound of the Forbidden City?
It's kind of empty. I mean, it's still the architecture. It's so beautiful. So looking at the yards and walls, the palace, as if still the emperor is living in his time. But we know it's empty. So it's kind of sad. Maybe that made me feel this, I strongly remember the sound of the wind, sort of the loneliness.
I mean, in that time, you are 30-something, around 40, and you are very successful for a young composer. If you met Sakamoto in 1990, would you be friend, or what kind of person he was?
Yeah, he was very selfish. He thought that he could do anything he wanted. He just paid attention on himself. We cannot be friends. I hate him.
But do you think he was genius?
Teenager, when he was teenager, yeah, he was good. But after he got a little bit of success, he became so arrogant.
When did you first taste the success? You feel, I got fame, I got recognized. When did you first strong impression?
Well, it was a big change at the time of the second album of YMO came out. Suddenly, it became a huge hit. In one night, I couldn't walk on the streets because everybody, YMO. And I hated to be, called on the streets because I wanted to be anonymous. Maybe it was my influence from my father. Well, he was a cultural man, serious book editor. Also, he was from Kyushu, which is southern island, where the society is still, in a way, very conservative.
Bit samurai.
Bit of samurai. So seeking fame is anti-samurai. Right? Samurai is anonymous. I couldn't accept that change for 10 months. I was almost like a hikikomori, means only being inside, didn't go out at all. Then after that, I was getting used to it. So that's bad.
I enjoy it.
Probably. I enjoyed it.
How it happened?
We were we means the YMO, Yale Magic Orchestra, were sort of the first music band which went all abroad from Japan to the West in the late 70s. I didn't need to be responsible, but somehow I felt some sort of responsibility to be the head, the tendency or trend. Because around that time also the Japanese products like TVs and cars and also the Japanese fashion started being exported from Japan. And that was the start of the Japanese economy, rising.
Japan's #1 at the time.
Yeah, in the 80s. So we were kind of ahead of that decades movement, economic movements. And I hated to be responsible for the Japanese culture. I hated to be a representative. But somehow, I felt that was my role, our role.
In your memoir, you mentioned when you went to UK in '79, it reminded me like society in London. So what's the feeling? At that time.
I felt I shared the very weird and depressed feeling that society was staying in London for almost two years.
You hate London.
Yes, he was kind of appointed as a representative of Japan, country Japan, which was rising at the time, after Meiji Restoration. So he had a huge responsibility on his shoulders. At the same time, he strongly believed in his independent thought. That's double bind. Influenced him so heavily.
Now, what kind of person you are, and what's the strong belief of yourself?
I'm too complicated. I cannot define myself. Someone should, maybe you should.
But actually, you are very determined. It seems that everything is uncertain, but inside it's very determined. Not?
I'm very weak. I'm a very weak person too.
Why did you say weak? How?
The same as everyone. If you see maybe tons of money, if there is a beautiful woman, or good food, good wine.
You enjoy life?
Yes, it's not bad, but then sometimes we have to draw a line, obviously. Draw to do or not, right?
When did you find the line? Maybe when you were young, not maybe lots of temptation, lots of good things to seduce you, actually.
Yes.
But when did you find that it line's important? I need a line.
Like, we have a big problem in Okinawa. we have still big problems in Fukushima at the accident site. But the government is planning to do the Olympics next year, which is wrong. So even though I was asked to do something for the Olympics, but I said no. So it's my line. I had to be determined for some sense. So
when did you got the feeling? I mean, is there any conflict between, for artists, I mean, one side about thinker side, the other artistic side? There are two sides conflict, or for you they can? How about the working process? I mean, when you were making the music for the movie, you imagine the loneliness of the emperor a lot. I mean, you needed the rhythm, you needed the image, or you needed maybe the smell. What kind of thing makes your first inspiration?
Well, there's no one method. You know, I always say that if there's a method which I should follow to make me able to write music directly, I would follow. But there's no such a method. So anything could help for me to get an inspiration, a smell, or a memory, or photographic memory, a sound, or just a fresh image of TV news, whatever. Memories of being in China, not only Beijing, but we went to Beijing, Dalian, and Changchun. Those memories heavily influenced me to write the music for The Last Emperor, of course. I went to a department store to buy one bicycle. The loudness of inside the department store, right after it opened, I mean, the people were waiting outside of the entrance of the department store, and it opened at 10 o'clock, and they just tried to jumping in. Everybody was trying to jumping in, so it was like so chaotic. The inside was so chaotic, and everybody was afraid.
Grab something.
Yes. No, this is mine. No, this is mine. No, I'm the first one. Like that. It was almost like a fight and chaos going on. So loud. You know, it's a good energy. I mean, people's energy, everyday life's energy, and so that made me smile a lot. That sound was the most impressive one.
Before I come here, I went to midnight Forbidden City around the world. I tried recording some sound for you, but all about the car on the road.
Now we have a lot of cars.
And also a wind in midnight making it.
Ah.
The leaves.
Yeah. Nice.
Also, the lovers. The lover talking about the flower.
It's nice.
Yeah.
On the street. On the street.
Yeah,
near
the river.
Near the river.
Near the river. Yeah. Who is your favorite Japanese historical figure?
You mean ideologists or politicians?
Any can.
Maybe Soseki.
Soseki.
He was a very complicated man.
Very sensitive.
Yeah. He was always in the middle of, in between of Japan and China, or the East and West, always, and public and
private,
personal. You know, he was always in the middle.
You are always in the middle.
Yes. play anything tonight. I came here to listen to my friends, musicians play.
当时教授来了以后，坐在那个沙发上，
那个沙发上，
对对对。
I've enjoyed listening to their play very much, so I feel guilty. I feel even though you don't play anything tonight, I feel guilty. So let me give you a small piece for mine.
结果发现这个钢琴音不准，我当时心都快提到，因为这个实在是太
失礼了，是吧？
失礼了。而且我认识很多音乐家，今晚上弹一个，哎，不行，今儿不行，是吧？或者哎呦，昨天没睡好，是吧？然后或者是哎呦，这钢琴我不习惯，或者是因为我名气太大，这种场子或者什么我一般不会演。他弹完了第一个，以为就是一个，那天之后，在网上很多传说，这是一个什么不知名的酒吧，在一个地下室，说坂本龙一在这儿演了，就是不可思议，在一台音不准的钢琴上弹，
又温暖又自由那种。
我觉得温暖自由，而且真诚、诚恳。
The tubes always make good sounds.
他没有从那个情绪中摆脱出来，然后特别高兴这碰到导演。我们大概7、8个月前去拜访过，在纽约拜访过坂本龙一先生，我们在做其他的节目。我们听听你的同行的看法。陆清义在那儿是吧？
我在中间，因为那个看到那个坂本龙一先生他去敲那个到树林里面寻找声音的时候，特别感动。到后来他的音乐逐渐的转向了一种，我挺困惑的，就是不知道是我的问题还是别的问题，因为在我看来，我自己对他那种音乐是有一点抗拒的，因为他那种音乐是属于宇宙的，属于空间的，它不是完全属于人的，它是一种情绪的东西，我可能更喜欢那种情感的那种音乐。
He is very an interesting person. He could write very emotive music. I think in his film work, he chooses to be very emotional because he sees himself working for a director. When he writes his own music, he seems to have an issue with his ability to make such melodic work. I tried to get him to explain why, but I can never get him to really simply say why. I think he would say the following to me.
Well, each one is definitely different. Beautiful.
So the sound always make you happy.
Yes. My favorite one. Very good. Very cheap. This is Debussy. Debussy. I'm 66, so what?
You're 14.
Yeah. I was so into Debussy, so I wanted to know everything about Debussy. But there weren't so many books about him at the time in Japan.
14 years old, Ryuichi-san. when you see it, could you marry it? 14 years old Sakamoto. What does he look like?
Yeah, I was very shy. Very dark.
Not happy?
No, I was happy, but I didn't want to talk with friends so much. I came back home after school and played the turntables with the records like this. When I was listening to Debussy's pieces, I was looking at the scores to find out what's the secret behind the music. Yeah, this is the album, the record. It shocked me because I had a huge shock the very first moment. Like, wow.
Can we play?
We can play.
Good.
I have to do the deep breath. I cannot get so many interesting sounds anymore from New York.
Yeah. So you should move to the other city.
Yes. I mean, those cities like New York, Tokyo, or Beijing.
Yeah.
Beijing might be a bit different, but they have very similar sounds. Very similar, and always like cars. Yeah. So that's kind of frustrating. Well, it is frustrating. See the World Trade Center.
You take camera, I remember.
I was here, firefighters all over. From here, from there.
18 years has passed so quickly.
If they sell something like this at any antique shop, I would buy.
Oh. So now you don't have much interest in melody anymore, or prefer sound than melody?
In between.
In between.
Always.
Thank you for your music.
Thank you.
Oh my.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness. Thank you. Thank you.
For you now, what's the deepest meaning for human being or for human society?
Well, I'm very pessimistic about human tribe. I think it's like a cancer. Homo sapiens is like a cancer for the nature. Homo sapiens probably is the only species in the history of Earth, this planet, to destroy the natural environment and killing other species without knowing, without recognition by ourselves. We are doing that. We are acting that.
The pessimistic mood is it make your, action thoughts more urgent more sense of urgency, or feel more powerless? Maybe the trend is like that. I can't do too much.
If I follow the attitude of Lao Tzu, like a Chinese philosopher like Lao Tzu, or maybe I should accept everything. That's kind of a Taoistic way. Accept and smile and accept whatever happens. But I have a family, I have kids. I love people. I love my friends, and especially the young guys.
How has the big problem, the sense of urgency and the pessimistic future, shape your musical creation, shape your artistic pursuit?
I don't think there's a very direct connection between my music and those feelings. But of course, I'm a same person who makes music and thinks about those problems. So something is strongly connected inside me. But in a way, music is very abstract. I don't think music is a tool which conveys my messages. My message is like a tiny island. Just a tiny bit, or not even an island, just a leaf. Music is much broad to me, like ocean.